The most anticipated event of the year has finally arrived. The iPhone 13 was revealed at Apple's annual September event. The new lineup features a lot of exciting new features, such as a newly redesigned battery, a completely redesigned camera system, new colors, and some major internal upgrades. Upgrading your phone can sometimes be a hard decision. In this video, I'll talk about all the new features and benefits of the iPhone 13 and iPhone 13 Pro, and break down if it's worth upgrade or if you should hold out for the next model. If you find this video helpful in deciding whether or not you should upgrade, consider subscribing, as that helps us out. First in the lineup is the iPhone 13. It's no surprise that Apple's new iPhone 13 series brings improvements over its previous iPhone 12 series. Better cameras, a smaller notch, a smoother display, and some other improvements. Even though the Pro variants have received significant upgrades, the standard iPhone 13 will be of most interest to most users, so let's find out more about it. In a similar fashion to the iPhone 4, Apple gave its iPhone 12 series a squared-off design. The iPhone 13 maintains the same design language without major changes. The squared edges last year caused mixed reactions regarding ergonomics. A few consumers liked the new design and said it had made the phone easier to grip, but others complained that it didn't fit very well in the hand. Apple's iPhone 11 and previous iPhone devices had curved edges that would feel natural in the hand. Apple's iPhone 13 maintains the same flat edge curve as the iPhone 12, but is slightly heavier and thicker. Getting a feel for it would be interesting. Apple's iPhone 13 features an aluminum exterior with a matte finish. Depending on the color you choose, the frame matches the back of the phone. It still has a lightning port on the bottom, which has not been replaced by USB-C. Hopefully we'll see that upgrade in the next version. The back of the iPhone 13 features a glossy finish with matte glass surrounding the camera module. Due to a slightly larger battery, the iPhone 13 is a little thicker than its predecessor. The iPhone 13's camera module has also been slightly enlarged. Compared to last year, the dual camera is now located diagonally rather than vertically. The iPhone 13 has a 6.1-inch screen with a 60Hz panel, which is a bit of a letdown considering such a huge phone. It's thus not surprising that Apple reserves its 120Hz displays exclusively for the Pro 13 models. However, we now get OLED technology, making the display look vibrant with deep rich blacks, and offers Apple's True Tone technology. With the display reaching 1200 nits in peak brightness, you can now watch HDR content in all its glory. It's great to see that the iPhone 13 has made some improvements to the display with the notch shrinking. A notch was introduced to the iPhone X's full-screen display in 2017. Since that time, the notch has remained on the iPhone devices, while the competition has adopted a punch-hole cuts and even embedded cameras under the display. Apple was able to reduce the size of the notch on the latest iPhones due to the earpiece being at the top of the display. While the feature still exists, it's quite common, which is shocking when you consider how far other OEMs have come in their display technologies. Hopefully in the future, we just get rid of the notch. In line with Apple's tradition, each year its latest mobile platform is used to update the iPhone. This year, we get the A15 Bionic chipset. According to Apple's chip history, the A15 Bionic is among the most powerful smartphone chipsets available. Whether it's playing heavy games or rendering 4K videos, the A15 chip on the iPhone 13 won't let you down. There are other factors to consider than performance alone. The hardware and software that Apple makes make their software very well suited to each other. In this way, the device can be used seamlessly and effectively without any glitches. As with last year's A14 Bionic, the A15 Bionic uses the same 5nm architecture, but with notable improvements in battery efficiency. It builds on the A14's Bionic performance power and further enhances its capabilities. Apple has never stated exactly how much RAM a new iPhone has, and it won't do this time either. Similar to the iPhone 12, however, the iPhone 13 has 4 gigs of RAM. In terms of storage, the iPhone 13 starts at 128GB, followed by 256 and 512. You'll appreciate the extra storage if you shoot a lot of 4K videos on your iPhone and use it as your main media device. Besides improved primary cameras, the iPhone 12 Pro Max also improved the telephoto lens, which let in more light and offered a larger magnification of 2.5 times instead of 2. The iPhone 13 is now equipped with the iPhone 12 Pro Max camera system. Specifically, there is a larger 12 megapixel camera with a 47% increase in light sensitivity. Just like the Pro models, the iPhone 13 also comes with sensor shift image stabilization. With the iPhone 13, you can now capture better photos in low light thanks to the ultra-wide camera. You get a 12 megapixel selfie camera on the front. Using Apple's clever HDR algorithms, the iPhone 13 is capable of capturing the best possible photos. Cinema quality videos can be shot with the iPhone 13, and the focus can be adjusted according to what's in the frame. This mode is called Cinematic Mode. With the iPhone 13, you can record videos at 4K at 60 frames per second with all three cameras. Since it was first released, the iPhone has been a great device for shooting videos, and this year has only improved further. You can also shoot HDR videos and use Deep Fusion. Deep Fusion uses the processor and neural engine to take multiple shots of an image and combine them to improve the quality. The iPhone 12 series already had one of the best cameras out there, and with the improvements on the iPhone 13, it's only gotten better. In comparison to last year, Apple has made some major improvements to the iPhone 13's battery capacity. Optimally, this combined with an efficient chip should improve battery life. Due to the same 60Hz panel as last year's iPhone 12, it wouldn't consume any more power. Battery life on the iPhone 12 was excellent, and we think it will only get better with the iPhone 13. Apple touts the iPhone 13 has a longer battery life which lasts 2.5 hours longer than the iPhone 12. Last year, 5G was introduced to iPhone 12 series. The iPhone 13 is equipped with more 5G bands for faster connectivity. Now, 5G is even faster for serious multiplayer gaming, sharing AR videos, and more. With Smart Data Mode, iPhone will downshift automatically to LTE to save power when you don't need it at all, or if 5G isn't available. Apple's iPhone 13 comes with iOS 15, the latest version of the company's Smart OS. New features that are included in iOS 15 make the device more user-friendly and improve its overall usability. Among the new features is the ability to make FaceTime calls with your friends, even if they're on Android devices. Share your screen with your friends, and watch movies and shows via FaceTime. The iPhone 13 comes in 5 beautiful aluminum colors, including product red, starlight, midnight, blue, and pink. With a glossy back and matte camera cutout, the iPhone 13 has a similar aesthetic to its predecessors. Even so, the aluminum frame is matte as opposed to the polished stainless steel of the Pro models. When compared to the Pro models, the standard iPhone 13 comes in more vibrant and fun colors. Apple launches an official iPhone accessory every year to accompany the iPhone launch. This time too, Apple has released accessories and cases with MagSafe support for the iPhone 13. A brand new updated iPhone MagSafe wallet with built-in Find My feature. This new addition allows you to be notified of your wallet's last known location if it gets separated from your phone. When Apple introduced the iPhone 12 series last year, it got rid of the power adapter and earbuds from inside the box. This year, Apple continues the tradition. You can order the iPhone 13 starting on September 17th, and the iPhone will go on sale September 24, starting at $799. Along with the standard models, we're also getting the new iPhone 13 Pro and iPhone 13 Pro Max. Compared to last year's Pro models, Apple has made a big change this year, pushing the limits of what can be done with a smartphone. With their gorgeous super resolution displays with 120Hz adaptive refresh rates, both models feature a completely redesigned in and out in terms of display, cameras, and battery life, bringing you a faster, smoother touch experience. As a start, both models come in the same sizes as before, with a 6.1 and 6.7 inch display. In addition, both devices featured the same ceramic shield front glass, the same design with a stainless steel chassis, the same IP68 water resistance, and the same charging speeds. With regards to storage, it starts at 128 gigs instead of 64, which is now double the storage capacity. Additionally, if you really want, you have the option of getting a new 1TB model for a very high price. The new iPhone 13 Pro model colors come in graphite, gold, silver, and the new Sierra Blue, which is now available instead of Pacific Blue. A major upgrade this year is the advent of ProMotion technology, which enables displays to refresh at 120Hz. One of the best features of the system is that it automatically switches between 10Hz and 120Hz, depending on the content you're watching. Yet the unique part is that it adjusts in real time, so if you're scrolling through photos, it'll head to the higher refresh rate. If you're looking at a still image, it'll slow down to 10 Hz. The 13 Pro receives 1.5 hours more battery life than the 12 Pro, and the new Max model receives 2.5 hours more than the 12 Pro Max. There is another difference of the 13 Pro models, which have a brighter display that goes up to 1200 nits instead of 800 on last year's model. Both the 13 and 13 Pro use the A15 chipset, but they differ in one important way. The GPU in the iPhone 13 Pro includes an extra core for a total of 5, along with the variable refresh rate support. In regards to its graphics performance, the iPhone 13 is also not to be underrated, as Apple claims 30% faster performance when compared to the competition. The iPhone 13 Pro also comes with 6 gigs of RAM. Now for the biggest upgrade of the 13 Pro lineup is the redesigned camera. Unlike last year where the iPhone 12 Pro Max benefited from a larger main wide camera sensor, which lets more light in, and that it also offered a slightly more powerful zoom than the iPhone 12 Pro. Along with improvements to the primary camera, the iPhone 12 Pro Max also had a better telephoto lens that let in more light, as well as a larger magnification instead of the standard Pro capabilities. Apple has brought these same camera improvements to the 13 Pro and 13 Pro Max. There's also a better telephoto lens with 3 times optical zoom on the iPhone 13 Pro Max, allowing better low-light photography. Just like the iPhone 12 Pro Max, the main lens also has sensor shift stabilization. Basically, the cameras on both the 13 Pro and Pro Max are identical. As a matter of fact, the only real differences between the two are the display size, the resolution, and the battery life. And that's about it. There is a much wider autofocus range on the iPhone 13 Pro. This will improve the ultra-wide camera's low-light performance. It comes with a 12-megapixel camera for selfies. Night mode is also available on all cameras. The iPhone 13 Pro camera has Apple's smart HDR algorithms for optimizing images taken with the lens. On the rear, there are 3 cameras and a LiDAR sensor that can help you take portrait photos, especially in low light. Video can be captured in cinematic quality on the iPhone 13 Pro, which can focus depending on what's in the frame. This mode is called Cinematic Mode. All the cameras on the iPhone 13 Pro can shoot videos at 4K 60 frames per second. Video shooting with the iPhone has always been fun, and this year it got even better. In the iPhone 13 Pro, ProRAW is also available. Like last year, Apple brought ProRAW to the Pro series. Also included are Deep Fusion and HDR video recording. The iPhone 13 Pro ultra-wide camera can now also take macro shots as well. Despite the improvements of the iPhone 13 Pro, the iPhone 12 series already had one of the best cameras on the market. Apple will begin selling the long-awaited and highly anticipated iPhone 13 Pro starting Friday, September 17, with deliveries on the 24th. You can't go wrong with the iPhone 13 if you have an aging iPhone, as it will likely offer a major boost in performance, battery life, and camera capabilities. But if you just picked up an iPhone over the last few years, the question of whether to upgrade is a bit more complicated. Here's who should and shouldn't upgrade to the iPhone 13 if you've decided to take the plunge. iPhones are built to last when it comes to software support, and the major iOS 15 update coming this month will work with phones dating all the way back to 2015's iPhone 6s and 6s Plus. But just because your old iPhone technically still works doesn't necessarily mean it still works well. And if you find that your device is starting to show its age, it's probably time to make the jump. The iPhone 13 is the best bet for smartphone shutterbugs who want to save a little money. If you're the type who relies on auto mode and takes photos primarily for social media, the iPhone 13 should be just fine. So if your phone is more than 3 years old, it's worth the upgrade. If you're upgrading from the 12, there's no real major difference, and I'd suggest holding off for the 14, as that will likely be a redesign with a lot more features. As long as you're satisfied with the phone you already own, especially the pictures and how much battery life it gets, then it might not be worth spending your money, especially if you already own the iPhone 12 model. If you have the 11 or older, a lot of features on the 13 would be worth it. OLED, longer battery life, major camera improvements, image processing, and 120Hz refresh rate on the Pro models. I'm still using the iPhone 10 from 2017, so a lot of the features would be a vast improvement over my old model. I'll be getting the 13 Pro Max in Sierra Blue, so watch out for that video next week. In case you missed it, you can watch the iPhone 13 recap video here on the card above. With all that said, if you enjoyed the video, leave a like and consider subscribing and hitting that notification bell to stay up to date on all our videos. Are you picking up the new 13 or waiting for the 14? Let me know in the comment section down below, and I'll catch you all in the next one. Peace.